blue-eyed son. Oh, where have you been, my darling young one? I've stumbled on the side of 12 misty mountains. I've walked and I've crawled on 6 crooked highways. I've stepped in the middle of 7 sad forests. I've been out on the front of a dozen dead oceans. I've been 10,000 miles from the mouth of a graveyard. And it's a hard, and it's a hard, it's a hard, and it's a hard, it's a hard rain. It's gonna fall. So, that's A Hard Rain's A Gonna Fall by Bob Dylan. I thought I would show you what it sounds like by singing a little bit, and then I'll show you how to play it. So, first is the tuning. You gotta drop the D. The bottom E string goes down to a D. Then take the capo, so it matches the way Bob Dylan sings on the record. Put the capo on the 2nd fret. And make sure everything sounds good. Alright, now I'll show you the chords. So the first chord is a D. You can play all the strings since it's in drop D tuning. 0, 0, 0, 2, 3, 2. The next chord is a G, a little different than usual because of the drop D tuning. So the G, you can leave your ring finger in place, put your pinky below it, and your index finger on the 2nd fret of the 5th string. So it goes 0, 2, 0, 0, 3, 3. If you can't get your pinky there in time, it still sounds fine. But that's a G, the big G, sort of first position G. And then the next one is an A, but the A is tough to get because he's got the F sharp. It's an inverted A. He has the F sharp into the bass. But that's an important note, so you got to get that index finger on the 2nd fret there. And then jam all your other fingers in there. Try to not let your fingers kill the strings, so make it sound pretty. Some people would grab the bottom with their thumb. But it goes 2, 0, 2, 2, 2, 0. That's an A. Then the other chords they use are a G, but instead of this G, which we already learned, sort of big, daddy, first position G, do a little baby G up on the 3rd position here with 2, 1, 1. You hit the D, open D. And then slide up into an A. Just move the whole thing up 2 frets. So the G, this little baby G is 0, 0, 0, 4, 3, 3. Slide up into the A, which is 0, 0, 0, 6, 5, 5. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and that's the chorus. Okay, what about the strumming? What about the rhythm? Well, he mixes it up a little bit, but in general, it's waltz time, 3/4, 3/4 notes per measure. So waltz or pa time. So it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. He usually does 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and. So it tends to be a pluck, for the root, pluck, then down, down. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And let's add the and in. So it's 1, 2, 3 and. Pluck, down, down, up. Pluck, down, down, up. Pluck, down, down, up. Pluck, down, down. You can do that for the whole song, and it'll work. He mixes it up a little bit, which I'll show you, but let's start it off with that. Pluck, down, down, up. Pluck, down, down, up. All right, so now let's do the first line. So let's see. I'll hopefully put this on the screen for you. But let's do the first line, which is D, D. No, sorry. It's a D, D, G, D, 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 D. And when I say a letter, that's a whole bar or a 3/8 note section measure. So one letter is one bar. So D for a measure, D for a measure, G for a measure, D, then 3 measures of D. And let's just do that first line. I guess for the first line, I'll show you how he actually. I'll show you an alternate rhythm that he does, which is very interesting. It's for the intro and it's for the first line. But it goes. It's 1, 2, 3 and. So pluck, down, down, up. Pluck, down, down, up. D. Pluck, down, up. Pluck, down, down, up. Pluck, down, down, up. I'm gonna do that 10 times slow and get that rhythm. This is sort of your basic one. It's 1, 2, 3 and pluck, down, down, up, 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 pluck. So that's the basic rhythm of the song. That would work for everything. Pluck, down, down, up, pluck, down, down, up. But he does a little variation. Bob Dylan never writes a square song where everything's on beat, changing at the right time. He always mixes it up. So what he does here is he goes, for the D, he goes pluck, down, down, up. Then for the second measure, he does pluck, down, down, down. So it's still 3 beats. He adds the and for the next measure to the G and does a hammer. So open, A, hammer to the B, hammer to the B. And 1, 2, 3 and. A 1, 2, 3 and. So let's practice that. A 1, 2, 3 and. Hammer down, down, up. 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 Now let's put those together. The D followed by the, 2 Ds, 2 measures of D followed by the G. The first measure is the pluck, down, down, up. And the second measure of the D is pluck, down, down. And then he does the hammer. A 1, 2, and 3 and. A 1, 2, 3 and. A 1, 2, 3 and. Hammer down, down, up. So 2 Ds and a G sounds like this. A 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So let's do that a bunch of times in a row to get that under your fingers. A 1, I'll do it slow. 1, 2, 3. Again, pluck, down, down, up, pluck, down, down, hammer down, down, up, pluck, down, down. Sorry, I messed that up. Pluck, down, down, 2. Oh, where have you been, my darling young one? Which is D, 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 and then A. And the D, D, Ds are just straight up. The standard 1, 2, 3 and rhythm. And the A is hard because you gotta start with this F sharp in the bass. So let's do from there. A 1, 2, 3. Where have you been, my darling young one? The other thing is, not because Bob will never be square, the first line goes D, D, chords change, G at D, and the second line doesn't do that. It goes D, 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 chord change on A is a later measure. He'll never make it square. He'll always make it varied and interesting. So the second line, we're going to do it 10 times in a row, kind of slowly. 1, 2, 3. Where have you been, my darling young one? Oh, where have you been, my darling young one? Oh, D, have you been, my D, A? Pluck down, down, up, 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 pluck down, down. Where have you been, my darling young one? So let's do the intro, which is the same as the first line, followed by the first line and the second line. So the intro, we didn't specifically say. The intro is D, D, G, D, then D, 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 and it's the 4 measure lick rhythm. So it's 1, 2. So it's 1, 2, 3. Pluck down, down, up, pluck down, down, hammer down, down, up, pluck 2, 3. Then he goes into 1, 2, 3 of these. Now start. Where have you been, my blue-eyed son? Oh, where have you been, my darling young one? I've stumbled on the side of 12 misty mountains. So let's do that next line. I've stumbled on the side of 12 misty mountains, which is G, G, A, D, then 3 Ds. 3. So he doesn't do the pluck. He just does the strum. So strum, strum. So it's 1. It's down, 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 up, down, and so the G's go down, 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 up, down, down, down. Now slap to A, down, 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 up, and then go back to the plucking, or just we'll do the D. So the G's and the A are just strum lightly, and the D goes back to the sort of pluck strum. And sometimes I'll do this, the root for the high D, and then the low D. High D. So strum, strum, strum up, strum, strum, strum up, strum. Of course, the rhythm of the words doesn't match the rhythm of what you're doing, because God forbid that Bob would do something square and match the rhythm of the words with the rhythm of the chords. So he's just jamming all those words in. So you just gotta kind of figure out where you're gonna land the rhythm. So I stumbled on the side of 12 Misty Mountains. I usually just kind of figure out what syllable I'm gonna hit the emphasis on and then just jam all the rest of them in. So I've stumbled on the side of 12 Misty Mountains. So my brain is going stumbled, side, 12 mountains. Stumbled, side, 12 mountains. And then just jam all the other words in there. Stumbled on the side of 12 misty mountains. I've stumbled on the side of 12 misty mountains. So let's do that really slow, 10 times in a row. I've stumbled, 1, 2, 3. I've stumbled on the side of 12 misty mountains. I've stumbled on the side of 12 misty mountains. I've stumbled on the side of 12 misty mountains. A little slower. I've stumbled on the side of 12 misty mountains. I've stumbled on the side of 12 misty mountains. I've stumbled on the side of 12 misty mountains. I've stumbled on the side of 12 misty mountains. I've walked and I've crawled on 6 crooked highways. I've walked and I've crawled on 6 crooked highways. Just jam all the words in there. Again. I've walked and I've crawled on 6 crooked highways. One more time. I've walked and I've crawled on 6 crooked highways. Let's go on. Stepped in the middle of 7 sad forests. I've stepped in the middle of 7 sad forests. Move on. I've been out in the front of a dozen dead oceans. I've been out in the front of a dozen dead oceans. I've been out in the front of a dozen dead oceans. When I'm teaching that, I really slam it. Like, make the syllables match the beats. But really, when you're singing it, don't make the words match too closely to the strumming, or it sounds kind of square or boring. I've stepped in the middle of 7 sad forests. I've stepped in the middle of 7 sad forests. Let's move on. I've been out in the front of a dozen dead oceans. I've been out in the front of a dozen dead oceans. I've been 10,000 miles in the mouth of a graveyard. I've been 10,000 miles in the mouth of a graveyard. And now we're going to go on to the chorus. And for the chorus, it's called a chorus because if there's a whole band, everyone's going to sing it. And because it's the same words every time it comes up in the song. There's a verse that tells the story, but the chorus just does the same thing every time. The chorus is big, full chords, big, full strums. It's 2 Ds, 2 As, 2 Ds, 2 Gs, 2 Ds, 2 As, and then D's out. So let's see. Let's get so it's big chords, D and A's. Really make an effort to get that index finger or thumb on there. So let's get into it from the last line in the verse. I've been out in front of a dozen dead oceans, and it's a hard, it's a hard, it's a hard, it's a hard, hard rains are gonna fall. I think there's five verses in this song, and I just did one, but they're all the same. I mean, some of them have a few extra lines. There was one thing that's different. The first time through, before the chorus, he adds 4 bars of D. From then on, it's only 2 bars of D before the chorus, because God forbid he should be square and do the same thing the same way every time. So the last line of the verse, I've been out in front of a dozen dead oceans. He does 4 Ds before going into the chorus. I'll show you what I mean. So he goes, I've been out in the front of a dozen dead oceans. 2, 3, 4. It's been a hard. But from then on, he only does 2 of them. So the words are different, but this is the idea. We're only going to do 2. I've been out in the front of a dozen dead oceans. It's a hard, it's a hard, it's a hard, it's a hard, it's a hard rain's gonna fall. I want to point out something interesting in the second line of the chorus. He's kind of going along with a steady beat. It's a hard, it's a hard, it's a hard. And then all of a sudden he kind of goes, hard rain, and just puts hard rain like together. And then you have to keep holding the rain out and play the A over top of the rain that your voice is carrying. It's not the standard beating on the beats per measure, which you're expecting, which would be boring. So he makes it interesting by mixing it up, but you have to be sure that you do it that way instead of forcing into a square construction. So I'll show what I mean. So he says, it's a hard, it's a hard, it's a hard, it's a hard. Now watch how he does hard rain, and then you got to carry it through the A. It's a hard rain. So you got to go, hard rain, gonna fall. So don't make that hard rain, don't stretch it out like it kind of would be if a computer was writing it. Do it the way he does it. Hard rain, just carry the rain out and do the A all kind of by itself. And it's a hard rain's gonna fall. Hard rain's gonna fall. And then the outro, which he does at the very end, is just 2 Ds and an A. So it goes like. So that's the end of the song. It's D, D, A, D. Just go 0. No, don't even play that one. Just play. On the 5th one is a 0. 5th string is a 0. Then 2, 2, 2. That's good enough. Just because you only got like a microsecond to do it. Slowly, it's D, D, A, D, 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 A, D, 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 A, D. Or if you want to try to go for it, D, D, A, D. Let's see, so that is everything. You know what I'll do is I'll play through the whole, and then all the other verses are the same. So that's, if you can play that, you can play all of them. I don't think you need me to hear going through them, but basically play each line over and over until you kind of get the accents in the right spot, you know. So I'll play through the whole thing slowly, so you can practice slow and see how it goes. I've stumbled on the side of 12 misty mountains. I've walked and I've crawled on 6 crooked highways. I've stepped in the middle of 7 sad forests. I've been out in the front of a dozen dead oceans. I've been 10,000 miles from the mouth of a graveyard. And it's a hard, and it's a hard, it's a hard, it's a hard, it's a hard rain. Okay, that's it. Great song, great song. Simple, seems simple. A lot of little weird non-square things put in there. Chord changes when you're not expecting it. Rhythms that are a little bit different thrown in there, but words that are tortured and forced to fit in the beats and the measures, or at least come close to them. That's what makes a great song a great song. It's just not what you expect, and Bob is the king of that. So enjoy playing it. Good luck. If you have any other suggestions, put them down in the comments. Thanks so much.